aboard, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health, welcoming you to another live edition of Fire Your MD Now. And we say it like we mean it, and we mean it because it's true. You wouldn't go to a chiropractor for surgery. You wouldn't go to a chiropractor to get a bullet surgically removed, to get a kidney surgically removed, right? You go to chiropractors for other things. Well, nor should you go to anyone with an MD after their name for a chronic health condition, because their training does not allow them to have the right skill set to interface with your health. They don't. It's like they're a football team and they only have a passing game. That's all they do, is they pass and they pass. They don't know how to run the ball. All they do is pass and pass and pass and pass. And because it's a one-trick pony with them, because of their methodology is based on an old-fashioned, outdated, dangerous philosophy called allopathic reductionism, their wheelhouse is exclusively inside the domain of surgery when it's absolutely necessary, trauma care, and a handful of infectious diseases. That is the wheelhouse of the MD. And that is what they excel at. But for everything else, their therapeutics are not intended to cure the problem. Their therapeutics end up acting like throwing a wrench into a complex set of gears. Their therapeutics are the leading cause of bankruptcy and the leading cause of death. So why on earth would you go to them if you have a chronic disease? The only reason you would is because you don't know there's anything else to do. And the reason that you don't know there's anything else to do is because they have monopolized the medical theater through the help of the pharmaceutical industry for the last 80, 90 years, so that they own the show, not because their therapeutics are better, but because their therapeutics were legislated into first place. They're in the catbird seat. They're in the first place position, not because of skill, but because of pharmaceutical bribe money. And because their monopoly is an out-of-control financial juggernaut, nobody knows that there do exist right now in real time medical nutrition therapeutics developed and delivered by licensed physicians, the intention of which are to support and promote the human body's ability to fix itself. This is what I do, this is what my colleagues do, and this is what Youngevity does. This is why I am a champion of the international nutritional supplement company Youngevity. Their founder, my colleague, mentor, and friend, Dr. Joel Wallach, has more clinical experience, more research experience than any living physician on planet Earth currently. His knowledge base eclipses all others, and Dr. Wallach has done all of the heavy lifting for you. Dr. Wallach, after $25 million of federally funded research, 26,000 autopsies, 10 million blood chemistries, and 30-plus years of clinical work with real people with real disease as a physician, has dialed in foundation, holistic, medical nutrition recovery strategies that you can get into right now today. You don't have to wait. There are therapeutics available to you right now, today, that were developed and are delivered by physicians, the intention of which are to support healthy lungs, support healthy heart, support healthy blood sugar, support healthy joints, support healthy brain, eyes, etc., etc., etc. This is what you so desperately need, and regretfully what you know nothing about because of the pharmaceutical monopolization of the medical marketplace. Science progresses one funeral at a time. My colleagues and I have been telling people for decades not to eat wheat and to stay away from gluten. Decades we've been telling people to stay away from gluten, and now finally researchers confirm what naturopathic physicians have been saying for decades. This from the Epoch Times, and by the way, this was forwarded to me through an insider, a Dr. Glidden insider. His name is David Drillick. This comes to us through a Dr. Glidden insider, David Drillick. He forwarded me this article, and I'm going to read it to you now. Wheat gluten confirmed to promote weight gain. Wheat gluten is confirmed to promote weight gain. New research published in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry this month confirms some of the basic tenets of the book Wheat Belly, written by Dr. William Davis, which argues that wheat avoidance results in healthy weight loss. Gluten exclusion has been proposed as an option for the prevention of diseases other than celiac disease. However, the effects of gluten-free diets on obesity and its mechanisms of action have not been studied. Thus, our objective was to assess whether gluten exclusion can prevent fat buildup and the consequences thereof. In this experiment, mice, interestingly enough, were fed either a high-fat diet containing about 5% gluten or no gluten whatsoever. The researchers then assessed the following 16 parameters in both groups. They looked at all these scientific parameters: body weight, fat gain, leukocyte rolling and adhesion, that means how healthy the white blood cells are, macrophage infiltration, cytokine production, blood lipid profiles, blood sugar profiles, insulin resistance, and a whole bunch of other just really scientific terms that most people in the listening audience would be clueless about. It was a pretty well done, sophisticated study. Two groups of mice, one fed gluten. They both had the same diet, except one group got gluten and the other ones didn't. And then they measured all these biochemical parameters to see what the heck's going on. Remarkably, the research found that the gluten-free mice showed a reduction in body weight and fat content without changes in caloric intake or lipid excretion. That means they weren't getting rid of fat faster than the control group, and they weren't eating more calories or less calories than the control group, and they still lost weight. We interpret this to mean that the weight gain associated with wheat consumption has little to do with caloric intake per se. Rather, the gluten proteins disrupt endocrine and exocrine processes within the body, as well as directly modulating nuclear gene expression. This is epigenetics. In such a way as to alter metabolism in the direction of weight gain. So this means, well, that's fancy schmancy doctor talk for when you eat wheat, you gain weight. And it's got nothing to do with calories. There's some other biochemical reaction that happens in the body that causes the body to gain weight, vis-a-vis increase the production of fat cells. Sometimes, the article says, we forget that food is not simply a source of energy or the material building blocks for the body, but a source of information as well. The way in which food directly interacts with the genes, gene expression, or gene product structure and function is the object of study of the burgeoning new field of epigenetics. Wheat, like anything we attempt to use as a food, contains both energy and matter and information that the body will use to maintain its genetic integrity or interfere with it. Very interesting, right? So the research has been done. It's confirmed, at least in mice, and, you know, as above, so below, that wheat consumption increases your body's production of fat independent of calorie intake. And, oh, by the way, the article also went on to say that the gluten-free mice had better blood sugar metabolism, So this means if you're diabetic, if you're type 1 diabetic, type 2 diabetic, if you're insulin resistant, if you are I have syndrome X or metabolic syndrome, then you need to stop eating wheat. Of course, wheat is one of the 10 foods that I've been recommending people for the last 5 years to stop eating like the plague. Wheat is one of the 10 bad foods that I have been recommending people stop eating for the last long time. And you can get the list of Dr. Glidden's 10 bad foods on my website. It's free, by the way, and I don't know if you can beat free. drglidden.com, drglidden.com. I also did a free webinar that's probably available on YouTube. It's also available on my website, which explains why each of the 10 bad foods is bad. You know, and this is an important consideration because we have been culturally conditioned by the medical industry to just shut up, bend over, and do what the doctor says without question. So the doctors have taken advantage of this socialization process, and they stopped explaining things to patients long ago. Just shut up, you peon. I'm the doctor. I know what's best. Here, just take this pill, take this shot, sign up for this surgical procedure because I said so. Well, guess what? I don't operate that way. My colleagues do not operate that way. Honestly, I don't know how any physician with a conscience can operate that way, but that's what happens when an industry becomes monopolized. All of a sudden, sloppy, bad behavior becomes the norm. So I go out of my way to affirm the oath that I took as a physician in 1991 to educate my patients and the public at large about what's going on. As a matter of fact, the root word of doctor in Latin, docere, means teacher. When was the last time your MD ever sat you down and explained something to you? Did I hear you say never? Well, I concur. So I put a whole webinar together, and it's free. It's free, which explains why wheat, barley, rye, and oats, oil in a bottle, fried food, well-done red meat, meat with nitrates added as preservatives, carbonated beverages with a meal, the skins of baked potatoes, yams, and sweet potatoes are bad and need to be avoided like the plague. Knowledge goes a long way here, ladies and gentlemen, towards increasing or decreasing your health. And the stuff that is so far outside of your reference range regarding health and food and medical nutrition, the information that is so far afield that you didn't even know you didn't know that's the information that will kill you or heal you. And I'm giving it away here on drglidden.com. Join the live video stream, why don't you? The drgliddenshow.tv. 46 people in the chat room now. Back after these messages. Welcome back, everybody. Join the live video stream. The drglidden show.tv. Currently, there are 52 people in the house. We've got Arizona in the house. We have Winnipeg in the house. We have Memphis in the house. We have St. Louis in the house. We have Albany, Oregon in the house. We have Germany in the house. We have Ann Arbor, Michigan. We have Cartagena in the house. We are all over the world. Why is this? Because human suffering knows no nationality, knows no age, knows no race, creed, nor color. Pain sucks in all languages, in all nationalities. And, 2 + 2 is 4. The world wide over, and even in Cro-Magnon days, when Cro-Magnons had ostensibly no working knowledge of higher mathematics, 2 + 2 still equaled 4, didn't it? Yeah, it did. Well, this is the thing about truth. This is the thing about knowledge. Knowledge exists. Truth exists. And eventually it is uncovered. And once you have experienced the truth, you are in its velvet grasp forever. Once you understand that in base 10 mathematics, 2 + 2 equals 4, 2 + 2 always equals 4, and there's no getting around it. You want to try to get around it, good luck balancing your bank account. Good luck convincing your banker, that 2 + 2 equals 1 million. Well, guess what? It doesn't. Well, it's no different really with any other aspect of the world, right? We've got mathematics and we've got medicine. We've got the science of medicine. Well, the science of medicine argues, the science of holistic medicine argues, that there doesn't argue. I need to choose my words carefully. The science of medical nutrition has uncovered the truth that there are 90 essential nutrients that the human body needs in order to function optimally. 90 nutrients. 90. 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 2 essential fatty acids. In order for your body to function the way that God and nature intended it to, your body needs 90 essential nutrients inside of it every single solitary day. The problem is, it is not just tricky, it is impossible to secure all 90 essential nutrients from food. You cannot do it. It is impossible. You could own 1,000 acres of the most pristine organic farmland in the world. You could have your own cattle, your own pigs, your own chickens, your own vegetables, your own fruit and nut trees. Everything's grown 100% organic, and you only ate food grown in your little organic paradise, and you would still be nutritionally deficient. It does not matter how good your diet is. The nutrients that your body needs are not all present in the food. They are not there, period. So, the same way that we need to take showers every day and cleanse our body, the same way that we need to eat calories for energy every day, the same way that we need to drink water every day, and the same way that we need to put clothing on to protect ourselves from the elements when we go outside, the same way that we need to purify the water that we drink, and the same way we need to eliminate our waste products consciously, we need to secure the 90 essential nutrients every day. And this is the foundation of the paradigm shift of medicine that is happening right now in the world. This is big time stuff. This is not another vitamin company. This is not another nutritional supplement. This is science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition for the masses, the intention of which is to change the way that people understand and deal with medicine. We are about doing an end around the pharmaceutical industry and flipping our understanding of healthcare up on its nose, because your MD may be the nicest person God ever created. Your MD may be the smartest person God ever created, but your MD does not know what's best for you. Your MD only knows what they've been trained in, and what they've been trained in is one tiny piece of the pie of medical science. It's called allopathic reductionism, and it is only suited for trauma, surgery, and infectious disease, period. If you bring your body to the office of an MD and you're chronic illness, you're a fool, because your MD is not equipped to help you, not to heal your condition. Your MD is only trained how to manage your condition. And if I was king of the world, it would be illegal for MDs to say that they practice healthcare, because they do not. While we have been under their tutelage, our health has gotten worse and worse and worse. MDs practice disease management. There's a gigantic difference. If you want healthcare, you've come to exactly the right place. Foundation, boilerplate, medical nutrition for the masses. God is my witness, you have no idea what you're missing. Stay tuned. We're going to North Carolina when we come back. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Steadfast Advocate for Health. Let's get to the phones. It's phone time, baby. Melissa from North Carolina is up first. Hey, Melissa, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden. How are you?
Well, I'm good, but I'll get better, God willing, and the creek don't rise. What's happening in North Kakalaki?
Well, I have some frustration going on. I talked with you, I don't know, about 11 weeks ago, and you really helped me dial in as to what I needed to do. And so I have been diligent because I'm going to get healthy. I'm determined. But I have some weird things that have kind of popped up. I did go and have my annual blood work done by a functional medicine doctor whose wife is an ND, and I have high platelets, 470.
That's interesting.
I have really odd leg flutters, not like neuropathy, like a butterfly flutter.
Yeah, that's a calcium deficiency. Yeah.
Okay. PVC.
Preventricular contractions. Yeah.
Okay, and low HDL, low iron, and some weird head outbreaks, like sore spots in my head that's just popping up. He says I'm horribly toxic, and my fungus number came back a 3 because of 12 rounds of antibiotics.
Oh, yeah, so that's interesting. Oh, well, how did they do that test? Do you remember what they did?
I had to pay a lot of money for a GI Effects 2200 comprehensive.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the guy that developed that test. All right, so yeah, you had some good testing done here. So let's take them one at a time, okay? So the fluttering, muscle twitching and fluttering anywhere in the body, the first, second, and third thing to think about is not enough calcium and magnesium, period. It's rarely more complicated than that. So are you taking the powdered calcium or the liquid calcium right now?
Liquid. and I've got my numbers. Calcium's 9.8, magnesium's 6.8.
Yeah, I don't care about that because
Okay.
those
I'm
blood
doing
tests.
liquid.
Yeah, all right. Those blood tests are irrelevant. So how much do you
Okay.
weigh?
180. Just lost 130 pounds.
What?
Yep.
What?
I've never been able to lose weight my entire life. I've been the fat kid.
Whoa,
The fat
wait,
kid my entire life.
whoa. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Why were you, what? How much
Yeah.
did you lose?
130 pounds.
I wish I had my gigantic applause track available right now because you'd get the gigantic stadium applause. That is unbe-freaking-leavable. How long did it take you to lose 130 pounds?
A little over a year. When I started this, it kind of just started. I mean, I came off of gluten, so it was interesting to hear what you had to say. I've always been the fat kid. You know, we always lived in the country, ate whatever. I came off of gluten whenever I got sick, and I started to lose weight little by little.
Wow.
And then it just kind of, continued to come off. When I started this, I just really began to lose weight. I mean, not doing anything. I've been so fatigued, I can't exercise.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it works. I mean, you have to give your body, I tell everybody that. How did you lose the weight? You have to give your body what it needs. And come off gluten.
I have a friend. His name is Mark Denning. He goes by the Commander, and he's the big Army vet. I think he was in the Army for 14 years. He's a registered nurse. And when I met him, he was at least 150 pounds overweight. He had the same experience that you did. He lost all this weight. He reversed his type 2 diabetes. He had like 7, I don't know how many blood clots in his legs. They weren't going away. He was on more Coumadin, enough Coumadin to kill a rhinoceros, for goodness sake. Nothing was working. Long story short, in about 6 months to a year on my program, maybe not even, everything went away. And one of the things he did was he kept his old identification badge that had the picture of him on it when he was, like 300 and whatever pounds. And he would show that to people when he was telling them about longevity. And it was like the before and after is, oh my flipping word. And the thing about it is that a lot of people who have remarkable, like awesome weight loss, they weren't really trying to lose weight when they started the program. They were doing the program for other things, and then the weight kind of just slipped off quietly in the night, right? Which is what happened to you. Now, imagine what we could do, Melissa, if everybody in the United States knew what you know. Imagine what we could do. 30% of the population is obese. 30%, and it's more than that, actually. It's a giant thing in the childhood population, and the MD's got nothing for it. Lap band surgery, cut the stomach out. There's a good solution, boys. Let's just cut the stomach out. You got to be freaking kidding me. So, oh my God, that's awesome. 130 pounds. All right. So we're on the same page now. So the recommendation for you, or anybody that's having muscle twitching anywhere in the body, is you got to take more calcium. And well, how much more? I don't know. Try 2 extra ounces a day for 7 days. And once you find I wouldn't think that you would need more than that. And once you dial in a proper calcium dose and the muscle fluttering and twitching disappears, then you can wean off of the extra dose, right? And go back to a normal dose for your body weight. A normal dose for your body weight right now is 1 ounce twice a day.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, 1 ounce twice a day. So for 7 days, do 1 ounce 4 times a day. And when you take your ounce, put it in a citrus juice, like pineapple juice or orange juice. 1 ounce of the white liquid calcium and an ounce or 2 of some type of, orange juice or orange pineapple juice, and drink it down like that. It'll absorb better into your system. Okay. Preventricular contractions, most of the time, there's nothing wrong with the heart. Your heart is fine. The problem is the nerve transmissions to the heart. And what messes up nerve transmissions to the heart? Well, your nerves, when they come out of your spinal cord, they're protected by your backbone. And if your backbone is not right, if you need a chiropractic adjustment, or if the intervertebral discs that are between the spinous, the vertebrae in your back, they should be, as thick as a book, but they're only as thick as a piece of paper, because over time they've lost the nutrients that they need to maintain their structural integrity. Then you're going to have a funky heartbeat. Have you become an insider on my website yet?
I haven't. Mm-mm.
Okay, so I would encourage you to do that just for 1 month, and it's just $20. And check out the webinar that I did on atrial fibrillation. I did a 50-minute webinar on atrial fibrillation, which is kind of like pre-ventricular contractions taken to the next level, right? That's kind of where you're headed if you don't address this, and there's only so much explaining I can do in a couple of minutes on the radio.
Right. Okay.
But I did a whole webinar about this, and you'd benefit from it a great amount. So basically, the short answer here is you need glucogel in order to support the cartilage between the vertebrae in your back. Now, at 180 pounds, you've got two choices. You can do 18 capsules of the glucogel a day, 6 with breakfast, 6 with lunch, and 6 with dinner. 18 a day, that's 540 a month, so you're going to have to figure out how many bottles of the glucogel to buy to hit that number. Or you could get 4 bottles of the liquid glucogel plus and do 1 ounce 4 times a day. 1 ounce 4 times a day of the liquid glucogel plus, or 18 capsules a day of the glucogel capsules, whatever floats your boat. You can also mix them up and match them up as long as the math works, okay?
Okay.
So more calcium, more glucogel. Now, there were 2 other things you were concerned with, and I forgot what they are.
Low iron and low HDL.
Okay, so you don't need to worry about the HDL because that will sort itself over time once your digestive tract sorts itself out. And, healing is a process, right? And when you eliminate the 10 bad foods, how old are you?
I'm 40.
Okay, so for, let's say, 39 years before you got onto the right track, right? How long ago did you eliminate gluten?
It's been a year and a half. I got really sick. Doctors did not do me any favors. I had an infection for many months, and they did surgery. Oh, all
right. Okay, so there's a lot going on here, right?
Yeah.
So for 39 years, you have what I'm basically trying to say is you have 39 years of trouble to fix, right? Now you've come a long, long way, girlfriend. I mean, that's the steps that the success that you've had in 13 months is awesome, quite frankly. So you just need to give this product more time. There is one thing that you can do because of the fat absorption thing here and the HDL numbers. There's one thing that you can do to speed this along, and that would be to go and have a series of colonic hydrotherapy treatments.
Oh, my gosh, that was going to be the last question I asked you. I have it scheduled for Friday, but I was nervous about my mineral levels being off if I did it.
Oh, no harm, no foul, man. That's a really good thing for you to do. However, given your experience with your health, I would advise you to, have at least 6 colonics, and you want to do them, kind of close to each other, like 1 colonic every other day or 2 colonics a week for 3 weeks or whatever.
Okay.
But because of your history, in this case, more for you is better. More is better.
Okay.
And while you're having the colonics and for about 2 weeks after your last colonic, I would do some type of probiotic. And Longevity has 3 ones you can choose from. They have the Nightly Essence, they have the Flora FX, and they have the Root Beer Belly.
Yeah, we live off of Root Beer Belly here.
Okay, so you want to continue that through the colonics and for at least 2 weeks after the fact, okay?
Okay.
And the other thing, what was it, red spots or something on your skin, on your scalp?
I have breakout spots on my scalp, but I have low iron.
Yeah, well, the iron situation is not so much a function of not enough iron in your body,
okay,
but it's a function of not enough cofactors for your body to be able to metabolize the iron. And often in a situation like this, the liver is in play. The liver function is not what it needs to be. Okay. So in order to support healthy liver function, at 180 pounds, my advice would be 12 selenium a day. 12 of the ultimate selenium a day, 12 of the ultimate selenium a day, and it may be prudent for you to get a bottle or two of the plant-derived minerals just all by themselves, because Youngevity makes that, just the minerals. And they have it in 3 forms. They have it just the minerals, unflavored, in a liquid 32-ounce bottle. They have the minerals with cherry juice added and a little apple juice to make it taste better. And they have freeze-dried mineral caps. Either way, it may be prudent for you to add a standalone mineral supplement for a month or two at an ounce a day, which would be a bottle a month, or 2 ounces a day, which would be 2 bottles a month, whatever floats your boat.
Okay.
More minerals are also necessary for your body to have the cofactors necessary to metabolize iron, because there's usually tons of iron in the diet, and iron is usually not wanting as far as dietary sources go. But the body needs a whole bunch of other nutrients in order to metabolize it. And because you've had such a, weight gain is a drop-dead diagnostic indicator that the person who has excessive weight gain is extremely nutritionally deficient. Mm-hmm. So your body hasn't just been a little nutritionally deficient, it's been extremely nutritionally deficient. And, we're playing catch-up here is what we're doing. Honest to God, another thing you could do is just give it more time, because you're on exactly the right track.
Okay.
I love my job. How about you? Imagine what I could do if there were 1,000 of me. Imagine what we could do. Imagine what we could do if there were 10,000, 100,000, 500,000, a million of me. Well, guess what? That's exactly what we are doing. No, I'm not cloning myself. I am, however, growing a giant grassroots coalition of the informed, teaching people the easy, breezy, lemon squeezy things that they need to know to help their friends and family members and church members find their way into the undiscovered country of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. Everybody needs to know what we know, and nobody does, and that's why we need your help. So stop mucking around, man. Join Youngevity today. What the heck are you waiting for? There's 2 entrance fees. You can join Youngevity for $10. One-time $10 membership fee. That's the, kick the tires, slam the door entrance fee. $10. Can you afford to lose $10 on a business opportunity that has the potential to change the lives of people? Not only health-wise, but also wealth-wise. You want to give a $10 bet there? I can find $10, for goodness sake. Get with the person who told you about my radio program. Get with the person who told you about my radio program and ask them to explain to you the Youngevity business opportunity. And if it feels good, grab the ring and enter the ring and help us spread our word of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition for the masses. Clinton from Minnesota is up next. Hey, Clinton, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
How you doing today, Dr. Glidden?
I'm great, Clinton. What's shaking?
Well, I'm really dealing with some real serious issues today with a few of my people. One of them is a lady that I met, and she just got a diagnosis, and I've been explaining to her that it's not the end of the world for uterine cancer, and I would like you to go into depth on that part. Then another one is also dealing with one for my pastor. He had and these are big words, so you're gonna have to kind of write this down. The word was AMLA. It's AMLOBLASTOMA, and it's also MANDIBULARE. Mandibular lesion, and it's on his collateral bone. And then the other third part of the question is something called a dermatosis papulosis nigra. NIGRA. So those are the
means
3
black spots. That means black bumps on the skin. Don't you love Don't you love fancy schmancy doctor talk, right? This language, by the way, was designed to make you feel intellectually inferior, not just you, but everybody else. It's the same way that, back in the day in the Catholic Church, but back in the 16th and 15th centuries, the church who ruled everything, the priests would do high mass on this altar that was elevated above the assembled, peons. And they'd have their back to the people who were attending mass, and they do the whole thing in Latin, right? And the intention of this was to make the parishioners feel, inferior. And so that, oh my God, the priest must know a lot more than I do. And of course they didn't. So there's a method to the madness here. It's also why when you go to court, the judge sits up above you. The judges, it's always up above you. They built it that way on purpose to make you feel inferior, like the judge is looking down on you. The intention is to make you feel scared. Well, it's the same way with all of this highfalutin Latin language that physicians roll off their tongue, and when you dial it down to the brass tacks, that particular diagnosis, all that it means is little brown or black bumps on the skin. And when the doctor says it in Latin, well, you feel like genuflecting at the altar of their intelligence, right? It's nonsense. And we need to get our act together. Hard break here. Stick with me. I'll be back and answer your questions after these words. So glad you called. Stick around, folks. In and around the lake, mountains come out of the sky. They stand there. Oh boy, take me back to the 70s. Oh my God. So we're talking to Clinton in Minnesota about a number of things. Clinton, did you hold on over the break? You still with me?
Yep, I'm here listening.
All right. So first things first, for skin support, the recommendation is just the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack because it has extra essential fatty acids in it. So one Healthy Brain and Heart Pack and one selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month, okay? Plus eliminate the 10 bad foods. That's the best place to start there.
Okay.
Also, it would be prudent for all of these people that we're talking about today, maybe it's the same person or two people, I don't know, to increase their antioxidant consumption to a minimum of 50,000 ORAC a day, a minimum of 50,000 ORAC of antioxidants a day. And, you can do that with food, you can do that with beverage, you can do it with nutritional supplements. It doesn't just have to be with vitamin supplements. You can do it with, putting cinnamon and curry powder and stuff like that in your foods, all right? So increase antioxidants. I did a webinar on that as well, by the way. And for the amyloid thing in the bone?
Yeah.
That's just a Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. The body lays down amyloid when it lacks essential nutrients to lay down bone tissue. And so the body's just run out of bone nutrients, and it had to put something there, so it put this amyloid plaque there because there's plenty of kind of cholesterol, fatty, crappy stuff in the body that the body can use. So it kind of got its signals messed up just because his doctor is an idiot. So you got to give the body the raw materials. And he's give him, I would, if there's no pain, you don't have to use the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack because the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack has a CM cream in it.
Oh, okay.
We use the CM cream only topically if there's pain. If there's no pain, then he just gets the Healthy Start Pack Liquid 2.0, one of those, 2 selenium, and 2 liquid glucogel plus per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Plus, maybe an extra bottle of calcium a month, eliminate the 10 bad foods. Now,
let me ask you just about that bone piece, because it's acting like it's a tumor and it's causing swelling in that jawbone area.
Yeah, he needs to give his body bone nutrients, and when his body has bone nutrients, it's going to sort it out.
Okay. All
right. Now, if there's swelling and pain, then you can put the CM cream topically over the site of the inflammation and the pain. No harm, no foul.
No pain, but just the swelling. And
All right,
so I think you addressed that piece, but what about the uterine cancer?
All right, so here's the deal. We can't treat cancer. In the context of this radio program, we don't treat disease. We support and promote the body's ability to fix itself with medical nutrition. So we don't treat arthritis. We recommend people get on board with bone and joint support. We don't treat congestive heart failure. We recommend people get on board a program with nutritional support for the heart and so forth and so on. So when it comes to cancer, we're really up against it, and we're up against it hard. This woman needs to get my book, and she can download it. Get it. Go to my website and click on the store button, and she can get it right to her computer in like 2 minutes. $10. In my book, I have a chapter on cancer, and in the chapter on cancer are the 10 questions that she needs to ask her oncologist. She needs to ask her oncologist politely 10 common sense questions in the presence of a witness and a recording device. And based upon the answers that the oncologist gives to her when she asks these questions, she will know whether or not to move forward with the oncologist treatment.
Okay.
But if she does not ask those questions, she will not know. And they'll force treatments down her throat, and ineffective, expensive, dangerous treatments. And my mother died from ovarian cancer. I know of which I speak.
Okay. So also too, I looked on the site that Longevity has for the Clemson study.
Yeah.
I would also think that's also a good piece there too, with that information too.
Well, it is. Everybody's body needs medical nutrition. Everybody's body needs the 90 essential nutrients, whether you have cancer or not, whether you have, a congestive heart failure or not, whether you have kidney failure or not, whether you have heartburn or not. You need the 90 essential nutrients. So in order to support and promote her system, the recommendation would be 1 anti-aging healthy start pack, the original formula. 1 anti-aging healthy start pack, original formula. 2 selenium, 1 Z radical per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Eliminate the 10 bad foods. Ask the doctor the 10 questions.
What's the name of the book that can be downloaded?
Yeah, it's called The MD Emperor Has No Clothes. It's the only book that I've written. It's the only book that's in my... it's the only book that I've written that's in my store. It's called The MD Emperor. And it's, $10. Just download it. Go to drglidden.com. Thanks a lot, Clinton. I got to move on, man. Keep up the good work. You're awesome. That's Clinton doing the heavy lifting in Minnesota. How about you? Are you ready to do some heavy lifting? I've got a secret to tell you. It's not that heavy. It's not heavy at all. It's light because we lift people up, and it's way easier to do that than you think it is. It's way easier to do this than you think it is. Really and truly, people are destroyed simply by lack of knowledge. Vernon or Vernard in Georgia, welcome aboard. You are live. I think I got your name wrong, though.
Oh, you got it right. How you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm great, man. Thanks for calling. I don't believe I've ever met anybody named Vernard. Welcome aboard, man. What's happening?
Everything's good. I'm graciously indebted to Dan Chittock that opened the door to you.
Yeah, you got to love it, right? I mean, grassroots is awesome, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And I'm aboard with you. I did 2 shows, Export West Health out at Washington, D.C. years ago, and the Anaheim Health Convention.
Oh, really?
Tuesday to a Sunday. And so I talked to thousands and thousands of people, and I asked my friend Dan Chittock, that's who referred me to you. He's out of Utah.
Yeah.
And he said that I'm thinking this might be another doctor that was he had a booth in the same show. We never met him because it's a long story. I'm not going to go into all that though. But I'm aboard with you. I believe everything you say. It's no one pony show. I understand. I got really good common sense. I understand exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah, man, it's awesome, isn't it? And it's kind of the thing, man, that it's like, once you kind of the cotton wool gets pulled out from your eyes and you just see the simple solution, you see the stuff that we're talking about, it all the pieces fit together. It's like the decoder ring dials it right in, and all of a sudden you see why people are sick and what they need to do to get on the other side of it. And it's this simple perspective shift that's necessary here. And that's why longevity is so important, because, it's a simple switch it's a simple flick of a switch we kind of need to do in people's brains. Because honest to God, Vernard, the truth has a ring to it, right? And people resonate with it. So I always say this to people: the only thing you need to do to be successful with longevity is tell the truth and point. That's all you have to do. Tell the truth and point. Well, son of a gun, I know a doctor that says you don't have to suffer with that. If I send you a link to this webinar, will you watch it? I mean, that's easy to do. And if you did that 100 times a day, if every longevity representative did that 100 times a day, and we'd change the world in about 10 years.
You're right. Yeah, my wife is listening also, Deborah.
Hello.
Say hi.
Hi.
Hey, welcome aboard, Deborah. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your support.
Thanks.
Okay, we got a couple of questions. I'll start off by saying I'm 60. I'll be 69 in November.
Yep.
I'm retired. I retired in 2000, and I just been relaxing, taking it easy. Although I work with one of the top airlines, and I've handled probably 10 to 20 million bags. And so right now I have rheumatism, arthritis in my hands. It just come down in October.
Yeah.
And I cannot make a fist.
Yeah.
I have pain, maybe 1% pain now and then, but the joints I can't squeeze or make a fist. It won't allow me.
Yeah.
And so I've been reading. I'm getting ready to order the
Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, or the CEO pack?
Yeah, the CEO. Correct.
Yeah.
And get on that. But I was listening to you prescribe and telling the lady what she need a daily and all like that for her condition. I think the lady that would lost 100 and some pounds, you were telling her, and so my wife and I got to thinking that while this is going to be pretty costly and all, but I mean it's ultimately still worth it. To avoid funeral services as well.
Well, you're right. And the simple fact of the matter is, because longevity was set up as a network marketing business, and Dr. Wallach did that on purpose, right? Because the intention here is to grow a grassroots coalition of the informed. And the best way to do that is to pay people to do that. And the easiest way to do that is with a network marketing company. So because this stuff, longevity stuff, is sold through that business model, it's more expensive than it would be at normal retail. But the company will pay you handsomely to spread the word. You stick with me, Vernard. We're up against a hard break. I'll bring you back on the other side. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, and this is Fire Your MD Now. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health, welcoming you back to another live edition of Fire Your MD Now, where we pull back the curtain on the ridiculous way that medicine is practiced by the pharmaceutical monopoly all around the world now, and educate people about simple steps they can take right now to support and promote their body's ability to optimize its structure and function, because that's how we roll. All right. So we're going to go back to Georgia. So, Vernard, here's the deal, man. There is something called a CEO Combo Mega Pack. It's item number 1086, and that contains the stuff that you need. They have a number of different, CEO packs that you can, get. And there's one that specifically the intention is to support and promote healthy bone and joint function.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. That's what I'm getting ready to order as soon as I hang up.
Yeah, that's what you need. I would get that. How much do you weigh?
I'm 215 and 6'4".
All right, so you want to start with that, and also you must eliminate the 10 bad foods. Okay.
Okay. Is that? I looked that up on the red and at the list of red all of issues.
Yeah, so you can get the list of the 10 bad foods for free on my website at drglidden.com, drglidden.com. A friend emailed me. I'm looking at the Library of Archive Holistic Health webinars, and I think it's the good food, bad foods way down at the bottom. Yeah, that's right. Good food, bad food, way down at the bottom. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I got it. Yeah. You spoke about wheat earlier. Was wheat really that bad, huh?
Oh, it'll kill you just as soon as look at you, man. Wheat is probably the worst food a human being can eat. And, it really speaks to a lot of kind of historical shenanigans that have gone on here. Okay. But the long story short is the wheat that we're eating today is not Old Testament wheat. It's not the same thing. So there's a lot of confusion, even amongst biblical scholars, about what they were really talking about when they were mentioning grains, both in the Old and the New Testament, and even in the Quran and in different books of Judaism, and of course the Mormon scriptures as well. So, but our advice is: no wheat, no barley, no rye, and no oats. 100%, no kidding, no fooling, no messing around. Just flush that crap down the toilet and get on with it.
A lot of that's found in cereals, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So what can you have? Well, you can have cornflakes, but you have to make sure the corn is GMO free. Well, that's not easy to do. You can have puffed rice, no problem. Really, that's the only, unless you can find a gluten-free cereal at a health food store, but that's going to cost $100 a box. Yeah. Our recommendation: just don't eat cereal, man. Have leftovers from dinner from the night before for breakfast. Have bacon and eggs for breakfast.
I see.
Go crazy for basically when you eliminate the 10 bad foods, whatever's left is a free-for-all, and you can have whatever you want, man. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you can have hamburger 3 times a day if you want. No problemo. So it's really a twist. It's kind of a mental twist here, kind of like opening up a Venetian blind, and all of a sudden you can see clearly, oh, my God, I never knew there were so many things that I could eat now. And I tell you what, 3 months from now, you will look back and you will say, man, I can't believe I used to eat that crap. I can't believe I used to eat that crap because I feel so great now not eating it. I can't imagine what it would have been like my whole life if my mama had told me not to eat this stuff, right? And that's why longevity is so important, because people need to know this. They need to know it now. Okay.
I told you I was a diabetic, right?
Yeah, so that pack also has Sweeties in it. And Sweeties is what we use to support and promote healthy blood sugar function as well.
Okay.
I believe it has Sweeties in it. If it doesn't have Sweeties in it, then what you want to do is get... Yeah, okay. So, you're good to go then. There's no harm and no foul. You're going to love how you feel, Bernard. And I have to move along. I've got a full board of calls. Are we good?
Okay. Yeah, we're good. Mine. Listen, where are you going to be on seminars live?
Check out, just go to drglidden.com and check out the events tab on my website. It tells you all the webinars that I'm going to do.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, I know where it is.
Life is good, Bernard. Keep up the good work, man. I appreciate you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting it done, one person at a time. That's really the only way to do it. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Stick around. You getting excited? You should be. This is exciting stuff, man. I mean, this is exciting stuff, right? Everybody is sick, and now you know why. Because nobody's body has the right nutrients in it. Everybody's body is nutritionally deplete. Everybody's body is nutritionally deplete. That's why people get chronic disease. They don't have a bad gene. They have a bad doctor. Their body has run out of the stuff that it needs to maintain healthy lung function, healthy heart function, healthy joint function. And instead of taking the blame for their own inadequacies, the MDs blame the patient. Oh, you've got the arthritis gene. That's what you've got. Bull-loney. There's no such thing. You don't have a bad gene. You have a bad doctor. You want to come to a good doctor? Call me. Like Charlene in Mississippi. Is that Mississippi, I think? Or Michigan? I don't know. Hey, Charlene, thanks for calling. You are live. Charlene. Come in, Charlene. Where'd you go, Charlene? Hello, Charlene. All right, Charlene's not there, so we're going to have to move on to Coach in Florida. Put me in, Coach. I'm ready to play, baby.
Hey, how you doing today, Doc?
I'm doing great, man. What's cracking?
Okay. Well, I need some assistance from the sidelines. I'm 5'11". I weigh about 198.
Yeah.
Some days 199.
Yeah.
And I am taking the Tansy Tangerine, Beyond Osteo FX, Ultimate Daily, EFA Plus. I have high blood pressure issues.
Yeah.
And I hope I'm taking the right combination of things.
Yeah, okay.
My issue is I'm only taking the 100-pound dose, and I'm having a hard time getting everything in.
Yeah, I get
Sometimes
it.
My stomach gets a little queasy. I don't know if is there anything else I can take? Or what can you recommend?
That's a great question, man. I wish more people were as honest as you, because it is kind of a shock to the system, right? When for the first time you're pouring into it all the right stuff in really concentrated doses, and quite frankly, you're doing that into an intestinal tract that's been completely screwed up for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. I mean, a long time. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've been eating the wrong stuff our whole life. Our entire life, our digestive tract has been messed up, man. And so finally you get a clue, right? And you start eliminating the 10 bad foods, and you start putting the good stuff into the body, and it's like, it upsets the apple cart, man, because the apple cart was broken anyway. And so there is a little bit of kind of, management that has to happen here, because in a perfect world, Coach, a good medical nutrition program should be 100% painless. It should be 100% painless. There should be no harm and no foul here. So we have to figure out how to do that. So first things first, there's a saying in medicine that when you hear hoofbeats, you think about horses before you think about, Bigfoot or, Godzilla, right? So the most common cause of high blood pressure is a deficiency in calcium and magnesium. That's what causes it. And I'll tell you why that happens. Your arteries carry blood away from your heart. Your veins carry blood back to your heart. The difference between an artery and a vein is your arteries have muscles in them. Your veins do not. God was smart. God put muscles in your arteries so your arteries can help your heart pump the blood. So the muscles in the arteries constrict and relax, kind of like a snake slithering down the road in order to pump the blood further downstream. And that's a wonderful thing, but a muscle in an artery ain't any different than a muscle anywhere else in your body. And in order for your muscles to constrict and relax the way that nature intended them to, they need to have all 90 essential nutrients with extra with specific emphasis on calcium and magnesium. Now, if you're calcium and or magnesium deficient, what will happen is the muscle will contract, but it can't relax. So, I mean, if you had a garden hose and the water was running out of it and you squeeze the hose just a little bit, the water would come out faster, right? Well, when you decrease the size of the tube that the blood is flowing through because the muscle contracts, your blood pressure jacks up. So the most common cause of high blood pressure is chronic undiagnosed muscle spasms in your arteries, period. And, I mean, I learned that in high school, for goodness sake. Why your medical doctor doesn't know this is beyond me. And this is...
I learned that today.
Well, this is super elementary stuff, man. Right? But they just missed it. So you need more calcium. And, well, you need more of Youngevity's liquid calcium, which has a lot more than just calcium in it. But, for shorthand's sake, that's what I refer to it. So my recommendation for you, Coach, is to do this. For 2 weeks, I would like you to take 1 ounce. Are you taking the liquid calcium or the powdered calcium? Is it a white powder that you have to mix it with liquid?
No, I don't. I'm not taking any calcium.
You're not.
I've got the ultimate EFA and the Ultimate Daily and the EFA Plus. That's what I was told to get.
That's it? You didn't get a healthy pack?
Yeah, I've got the Tangy Tangerine 2.0.
Yeah, you got the Tangy Tangerine 2.0. You got the fish oil and little gel caps, yeah?
Right.
Yeah,
and I didn't know what was making me queasy or
well, do you don't have any calcium, though? No, because no white liquid calcium?
No.
Well, that's your problem. Because that's what you need, that in order to help support and promote healthy circulation. I mean, you need that. And when you start taking that, I would anticipate your blood pressure numbers to start moving within 14 days. So how much do you weigh? Well, you already told me about 200.
199.
All right. So please order 2 bottles of Cal Toddy, C-A-L, like calcium, Toddy, T-O-D-D-Y, Cal Toddy. That's a Youngevity product. Youngevity has a number of different subsidiary companies in your back office. Well, the people that make Cal Toddy is a company called SupraLife, and that's a subsidiary of Youngevity's. So when you're looking this product up, it's under the SupraLife category. It's called Cal Toddy, C-A-L-T-O-D-D-Y. You need 2 bottles of that.
Okay.
And I'd like you, please, to take 1 ounce. This is a liquid, so you got to measure it. Take 1 ounce in 1 ounce of orange juice in the morning, and 1 ounce in 1 ounce of orange juice immediately before bed.
Okay.
Now, to eliminate the quease factor, I want you to take the rest of your supplements with food. I don't want you to take anything on an empty stomach. I want you to take all of your nutritional supplements, including the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, with food. The only thing I don't want you to take with food is the liquid calcium. All right?
Okay.
Take all the other stuff with food. However, you have to do a Google search for foods that contain a biochemical called a phytate. You spell that P-H-Y, T like Thomas, A, T like Thomas, E, phytate. You must eliminate from your diet all 10 bad foods, and for the next 3-4 months, all foods containing phytates. Now, phytates won't hurt you like the 10 bad foods will, but phytates will bind to minerals that are in your nutritional supplements, and they won't allow them to get into your body. So if you're taking your supplements with a meal and the meal contains phytates, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. You're not going to get as much bang from this program as you would if you did otherwise. So for the next 3 months, no phytates, and for the rest of your life, eliminate the 10 bad foods. Continue your supplements now, but take them with food. Add the liquid calcium. And you better start measuring your blood pressure, man, every day once you add the calcium, because your numbers are going to start to come down. And when your numbers do come down, you're going to have to adjust your blood pressure medication, or you're going to have too low blood pressure, and then that's not a good thing.
Okay. Quick question: What is your routine when you get up in the morning? I know Doc talks about 12 eggs a day, and I like I said, I don't have enough room in my stomach for all that. But the 6 eggs or what is your routine, and how do you do it? How do you incorporate all of this in your daily life?
Well, sometimes I eat breakfast and sometimes I don't. If I do eat breakfast, I'm going to have a piece of gluten-free toast with butter on it. Sometimes I'll put almond butter on it with salt in it. Sometimes I put cream cheese on it. I'm allergic to chicken eggs, so I can't eat eggs. I wish that I could. Usually what I'll have for breakfast is leftovers from the night before, or I have some protein powder that I put into a blender with some frozen bananas, and then I put my longevity supplements in there. I open the little capsules up, and I dump the stuff right into the blender, and then I put some yogurt in there, and a little bit of fruit juice, and a little bit of the liquid calcium, and a little bit of the liquid plant-derived minerals, and I measure out my Beyond Tangy Tangerine dose, and I'll put it in there, and then I'll blend the whole thing up.
Okay.
And then I'll add a little bit of honey or a little bit of cinnamon or a little bit of vanilla extract. I never put vodka in my smoothie in the morning because I just don't think that would be a good idea. But I blend it all up, and then I'll drink that over the course of the morning. I'll take about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to drink the whole thing down. And then I've got my morning's dose of nutritional supplements down. I mean, I don't have to worry about anything. And if I have the smoothie like that's got all the nutritional supplements in it, I'm not hungry, man. I'm not even hungry for lunch. So sometimes I'll just skip lunch completely, or around 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe a little bit before the show, I'll start to get a little bit of hunger pangs, so I'll have some mixed salted nuts, or I'll have a canister of full-fat yogurt with the cream on top, right? Full-fat yogurt with the cream on top. I'll have a hunk of cheese, right? I'll have some cheese, or a couple of pieces of smoked salmon, or hummus, right? I love hummus. It's one of my favorite snacks to eat. But I tell you what, the smoothie idea with the protein powder is key. The protein powder is key to the smoothie. If you get into the habit of making a nice smoothie in the morning and put all your nutritional supplements in it and take 2 or 3 hours to drink it, I mean, that's golden, man. Then you just need a little snack in the afternoon and then dinner. And, as long as you're eliminating the 10 bad foods, the sky's the limit with dinner. I mean, last night, for dinner, I had, what did I have for dinner last night? Oh, I had whitefish. We had whitefish sautéed in butter. My fiance put some pecans in there with salt and pepper and some spices. Had some steamed spinach. Had rice, and I piled butter on top of the rice and cayenne pepper and salt and pepper. Man, it was awesome. Really, really, really good stuff. And you just gotta be creative, man. Another way to take the Beyond Tangy Tangerine powder is to just sprinkle the crystals right on top of yogurt, and then mix it in. Full-fat yogurt with the cream on top is the best. If you get creative like this, your stomach will settle down. But the key is taking your supplements with food. You do that for about 7 days, you should be easy breezy lemon squeezy. Hey, everybody. A lot of chat today in the chat room. You got to love the chat room. Watch the live feed. Currently, there are 58 people from all over the world. Greece is in the house. Russia is in the house. California is in the house. I love it. TheDrGliddenshow.tv. Check it out. Let's go to San Diego now and talk to Jerry. Hey, Jerry, thanks for calling. You are live. Come in, Jerry.
Yeah, Dr. Glidden, this is Gary at Wellness. Am I on?
How are you, man? Thanks for calling. What's up?
Fine. I've got Diane. She's got a daughter that's 29 and suffered an anoxic brain injury, and I'll let her take over. She's on the line and tell you what's happening and need your help.
All right. Thanks a lot, man. Welcome aboard, Diane. What's up?
Hi. My daughter just turned 29 years old in December, And prior to that, she was pregnant. During her last trimester of her pregnancy, she was diagnosed with preeclampsia. So they put her in the hospital early, bed rest, prior to having the baby. With that preeclampsia, she ended up getting high blood pressure. They delivered the baby early in September. And 5 days later, after that, on October 1st, she during the time that she was in the hospital prior to having the baby, she was complaining of having shortness of breath. They never really addressed it. On October 1st, after having an emergency C-section and having her baby on October 1st, she experienced an anoxic brain injury. And so this was back on October 1st, 2013.
Yeah, get a lawyer and sue the bastards.
Okay, we already got that taken care of.
Good girl. Okay, so now we need to do cleanup, right? We need to do cleanup for what the MD screwed up, right?
Yes, she was in a coma. She's just now being responsive, following commands. And
all right, I'll tell you exactly what to do. I mean, she needs nutrition. Eclampsia and high blood pressure are caused by calcium and magnesium deficiencies, and the obstetrician doesn't know that. You know, that should be criminal as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, any problems that happen with childbirth or the pregnancy, that's the obstetrician's fault. And, you know, this is what you get when you're a one-trick pony, right? This is what you get when you don't know anything about nutrition. You don't know anything about the active physiology of the human body. All you know is how to manage things with drugs. They're going to screw it up. And they screwed it up. I'm glad you got a lawyer. I hope you get a gazillion freaking dollars from this and drive them into despair and bankruptcy, because that's what they've been doing to the American public for the last 100 years, and it's about time they got a taste of their own medicine. So good for you for finding a doctor. So here's the recommendation. She needs nutritional support. You can give it to her through the feeding tube. I'm assuming she's on a G-tube.
Yes, but they also started just recently giving her pureed food.
All right, so I don't care how you get this stuff into her body. Here's what we want to do. The recommendation is one healthy brain and heart pack and the original formula. One healthy brain and heart pack and the original formula. How much does she weigh?
She's about 155, and she's about 5'3".
Okay, so here's what I'd like you to do every month. One healthy brain and heart pack. 3 selenium. 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals. And 1 bottle of Cal Toddy. Now, the good people at Wellness will tell you how to dose that every day. They'll tell you, you know, how much of that stuff to give her every day. And you also must demand that they eliminate from her feeding tube or from the food that they're giving her to eat. You must demand that they eliminate all 10 of the bad foods. And you can get that list for free on my website, drglidden.com. You must demand that they stop giving her, you know, either orally in the puree or in the feeding tube, anything that has the 10 bad foods in it. You must demand that happen. Get these nutritional supplements into her body by hook or by crook, and quite frankly, expect a miracle. Give me a call back every 7 days, why don't you, with a status report. I would certainly look forward to that. I appreciate your trust, and I appreciate the network that brought you to me. Now, go get your daughter's health back. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we've got time for today. God willing and the creek don't rise. I'm back in the saddle tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Till then, live long and prosper.